The hall was huge, cold, and full of strange voices. Bright lights floated above the heads of hundreds of alien leaders. Some had metal skin, some had 3 eyes, some looked like walking shadows, but all of them were laughing quietly. In the center of the hall, one man stood alone, Ambassador Rail of Earth, tall, calm, wearing a black EarthGov uniform. His voice was steady, but inside his hearth burned. He raised his hand and said, "Earth comes in peace." The laughter grew louder. An insect-like alien buzzed, "You were late, human. The stars have moved on without you." Rail smiled, but his jaw tightened. Better late than never. Earth brings technology, trade, and friendship. Another alien, large and covered in blue scales, leaned forward. "We have no need for your peace. Earth is small, weak. You have no fleets, no power." Rail didn't reply. He simply pressed a button on his wrist. A small hologram appeared, images of Earth cities, green farms, space elevators, and silent black ships hidden in orbit. The laughter stopped for a moment. "We only ask for respect," Rail said. Council Speaker, a tall being made of smoke and light, floated forward. "Your words are polite, human, our secrets." Rail stayed calm. "We want only peace, nothing more." The speaker gave a small nod. "Then listen to this answer." "No." Gasps filled the chamber. "Earth is not ready," the speaker continued. "You are too emotional, too wild. You believe in war. You believe in revenge." Rail's eyes narrowed, but he stayed silent. The speaker waved a long hand. "You may go, Ambassador. There will be no seat for Earth today." Rail turned and walked out of the chamber, slowly and without a word. But just as the door closed behind him, Rail froze. "Who is this?" "Someone who remembers Earth," the voice said. "They won't stop with laughter. They will come for your world." And Earth never ignored a warning. Back on Earth, in the underground command center of New Geneva, President Lin watched the recording of Rail's meeting. "He offered peace 3 times, she said, and they spat on it." General Makoa leaned. "On the table, we should pull out of the council now." Lin shook her head. "Not yet. Let them think we are weak." A message flashed on the screen. "TOP priority. Encrypted file received from Ambassador Rail." Lin opened it. The message played in Rail's voice. "They denied peace. Someone warned me. Something is coming." The message ended. General Makoa looked up. "What now, Madam President?" Lin looked at him with sharp eyes. "Begin silent alert," she said. "Activate watchtower systems. Call back our Black Ops fleet." "And the council?" he asked. She replied, cold and calm. "Let them enjoy their joke. Earth knows how to wait." Far above, orbiting Neptune's shadow, a hidden Earth battlecruiser, powered up silently. Its black armor didn't shine. Its weapons didn't glow. It made no sound. Inside, Commander Vega gave a single order. "Prepare for dark operations. The council thinks we are peaceful. Let's keep it that way. No alarms, no announcements." Nice dot now. It waited. And when the time came, the stars would remember why that was a mistake. Dark space surrounded the convoy like a silent ocean. 5 Earth cargo ships moved slowly between stars. They carried food, medicine, and technology for peaceful trade. No weapons, no escorts. The lead ship exploded. The second ship, tried the moon, was quiet, dead, cold, and still. But something strange had landed near the dark side, just beyond the old Apollo ruins. A small Earth rover, part of a science mission, rolled across the gray surface. It wasn't looking for anything dangerous, just ice and minerals. Then its sensors beeped metal, not human-made. Still warm, the rover's camera turned slowly and focused on a strange object half buried in the dust. It looked like an insect's 6 thin legs, a black round body, and a red blinking light on top. Earth Command got the images instantly. "It's not from Earth, no. Known Galactic Council tag either." Rhea leaned forward. "Is it a weapon?" The scan took 5 long seconds. "No," the officer said, then paused. "Worse, it's a spy drone." They brought it inside carefully. Once secured, Earth's top AI system hacked into the drone's data core. Inside were detailed maps of Earth's cities. On Earth, President Lin sat in silence as the file played on the screen. She clenched her fists. "They're planning to strike first," said General Makoa. "This isn't politics anymore. It's war." "No," Lin replied. "Not yet. They still think we're weak. Let's use that." She turned to the screen. "How many of our stealth ships are ready?" 17, fully armed. "Nobody knows about them," Makoa said. "Good," Lin said. "It's time to move in the shadows." At the edge of council space, a small crew of human agents entered, an alien station posing as traitors. Their job: gather intel, confirm the invasion plans, and mark targets. One of them, Agent Reed, spoke calmly to a four-eyed merchant. "We're looking to buy plasma shields." The alien smiled. "Humans, eh? Not sure how long you'll need shields." File marked confirmed. Multi-faction attack plan, Earth. While the council laughed in public, their fleets trained in secret. And while they watched Earth, Earth watched back. High above in orbit, hidden satellites changed position. They aimed their sensors at enemy space. Silent ships moved from Earth's dark side to the outer edges of the solar system. Nobody saw them, nobody heard them. But Earth was awake in a briefing room deep under New Geneva. US again and again. "And that is our greatest weapon." "What's the plan?" asked Makoa. Lin looked at the drone core on the table. "We show them what shadows can do." She leaned forward. "Code it. Operation Ghost Storm." That night, across the stars, enemies of Earth celebrated. They drank. They joked. They spoke of how easy it would be to take Earth's blue oceans and green lands. But far away, in silence, a black ship drifted past their outpost. Inside, Commander Vega whispered, "Target marked. Stand by." No alarms, no warning, just darkness. And calm humanity had played nice. Now, it played quiet, and soon the shadows would speak. The sky above Mars turned white, then red dot, then gone. A flash of light covered the red planet for one full second. And when it faded, the city of New Horizon was no more. Buildings were ash. Roads were cracks. Over 300,000 people vanished. No warning, no signal. Just death from above. The Galactic Council said it was an accident. But Earth knew better. President Lin stared at the screen. Smoke and fire filled every image. "This wasn't pirates," General Makoa said, his voice low. "We know," she replied. "Satellite logs show the energy signature. It was a council ship. They tried to hide it." Commander Vega appeared on the secure screen from deep space. His face was calm, but his eyes were cold. "Orders, ma'am?" he asked Lin. Didn't blink, no speeches, no messages, no mercy. "Begin silent retaliation. Operation Ghost Storm is active." In the Outer Rim, a council fuel station went dark. No explosions, no sirens. One moment it was busy, the next empty. A single Earth stealth frigate had passed by. One precise shot to the reactor core. One vanishing act, no proof, no witnesses. 3 days later, a weapons factory hidden on an asteroid was destroyed. It looked like a meteor strike, but a WASN single quotes T. Another ship. Another silent attack. One by one, the Council's hidden bases, supply lines, and secret labs began to fall. No trace, just shadows. Inside the Council chambers, fear began to grow. "They're just accidents," said one alien leader, trying to sound brave, but another shouted, "No, someone is hunting us. And I think it's the humans." The Council speaker frowned. "Earth, they are too weak, too peaceful." "Then where are their ships?" the alien barked. "Why can't we see them anymore?" No one had an answer. Back on Earth, Agent Reed returned from the alien outpost with critical data. He placed a small chip on the table. "It's all here. Every fleet movement, every target, every lie." President Lin nodded. "Good, we don't need speeches anymore. Only action." She looked at General Makoa. "Next phase." He smiled for the first time in weeks. Double quotes, "Yes, ma'am." "Let's show them what patience builds." In deep space, 10 Earth warships moved like ghosts, dark, untraceable. Their hulls absorbed light. Their engines made no sound. They were the Black Dagger Fleeta group trained not to fight wars, but to end them before they began. Their next mission, strike the Council's main listening post. On the edge of Council space, a massive space station floated, filled with sensors, spies, and command systems. At exactly 2 o'clock galactic time, it went offline. No lights, no systems, no crew. The last thing heard was a whisper from the comms for New Horizon. Then nothing. Now even the Council's top leaders began to panic. Earth is fighting us, one said, but we never even declared war. Another shouted, they don't need war. They have something worse discipline. In New Geneva, President Lin sat quietly in the war room. She looked around at her team. Any message from the Council, still calling it a misunderstanding. Makoa replied. She nodded. Let them lie. Let them fear the dark. She stood. They took 300,000 innocent lives. Now they'll learn how many shadows we built from that pain. And across the galaxy, Earth's message was clear. We tried peace. You chose fire. Now we strike without sound. A scream echoed through the cold halls of the Galactic Council's outer command center. Guards ran into the docking bay, weapons ready, but they were too late. A massive alien dreadnought floated nearby. Its hull was split in half as if sliced by a silent blade. No explosions, no fire, just silence. On the broken surface, someone had carved 3 words burned deep into the metal with heat. Humanity forgives slowly. Inside the council chamber, panic had replaced pride. They're not fighting us, shouted a council member with green scales. They're erasing us. They have no army, said another. How are they doing this? Council speaker. Varan stood in the middle, trying to stay calm. We have thousands of ships, he said, billions of soldiers, but none of them can see the humans. Another voice screamed. They don't show up, they don't speak, they don't leave wreckage. A tall, shadowy alien stepped forward. You thought Earth was weak. You thought wrong. Meanwhile, far from council space, Earth's ghost fleet waited silently in a black nebula. Commander Vega sat in his chair, reading the latest reports. 10 more enemy ships had gone missing. 2 council labs were now floating wreckage. No response, no retaliation. Status, he asked. Still no signals from them, replied his officer. They're confused, scared, watching shadows. Vega smiled. Good. Let them feel what we felt. On Mars, on a distant moon, Agent Reed met with a nervous alien informant in an old mining tunnel. They want to surrender, the informant whispered. Some council leaders want peace, but others, they still believe Earth is bluffing. Reed leaned in. Tell them this Earth never bluffs. We wait, we learn. Then we strike where it hurts. He handed over a small data chip. This is the next target. You'll deliver it, or your station will disappear next. The alien's hands shook as he took the chip. Why are you doing this? Reed's eyes turned cold. Because they killed our people and laughed, back on Earth in the New Geneva Command Center. President Lin listened to a secret transmission from deep space. They're afraid, said Commander Vega. Some want to talk, others are hiding. Let them, Lin replied. We don't need all of them. Just one brave enough to admit they were wrong. General Makoa added, they underestimated us for decades. They thought patience was weakness. Lin nodded slowly. They're about to learn that patience is our deadliest weapon. In council space, stations went dark. One by one, no one knew how. No enemy was seen, but wherever a new fleet gathered, something happened. Ships vanished. Stations lost power. Commanders disappeared in their sleep. Every time, the same 3 words appeared. Humanity remembers everything. Back in the council chamber, Speaker Varan faced his advisors. We cannot stop them. We don't know where they strike next, he said. One alien leader shouted, then surrender. Another growled, never. They don't want surrender, Varan replied. They want us to feel what they felt. Fear, loss, silence. He looked around the room. They offered peace. We laughed. Now they whispered death from the dark. In deep space, a council warlord named Grechtel launched a trap. He filled a sector with bait fake stations, fake distress signals, fleets ready to ambush. He waited for Earth's shadows to come. They never did. Instead, all his stations were hacked at once. A single message appeared on every screen. While you wait in light, we move in shadow. Then, everything shut down. Earth's forces continued without pause. Every attack was clean, every mission silent, and everywhere the council looked, they saw nothing but in the silence. They began to believe in ghosts. Back on Earth, President Lin looked at the stars on the screen. The galaxy used to see us as small, she said. Now they see us as something else. "A nightmare," Makoa replied. She didn't smile. She simply answered, "Good, because Earth was not done, and the Council's fear was just beginning." The Council's homeworld was never touched by war. It floated in peace for 1,000 years, surrounded by defense fleets, shield rings, and orbital cannons, until now, at 3 o'clock galactic time. Everything went dark. One by one, the defense satellites shut off. Then the shields dropped. Then the power vanished. No explosion, no warning, just darkness. A moment later, every screen, every holodisplay, every device lit up with one simple message. "Now you see what silence can do." Inside the Council's grand chamber, chaos broke out. The shields are offline. Our fleets aren't responding. Who is attacking? No one. There are no ships in the sky. Speaker Varan stood in the center, pale light flashing on his face. "Earth," he whispered. "They're here." High above the planet, a single black ship hovered. It wasn't large, it wasn't armed, but it had shut down an entire world. Inside, Ambassador Rail stood quietly. His hands were behind his back. His face was calm. He watched as the Council's fleets floated helpless and blind. Rail pressed a button. A secure broadcast began. One signal, sent to every world, every station, every corner of the galaxy, to the Galactic Council, and to every species who watched and did nothing. Rail's voice was calm and cold. "Earth offered peace. We gave trust. We reached out our hand." He paused. Images of New Horizon burning on Mars flashed across the screen. Then the laughing faces of Council leaders during Earth's first meeting. "You mocked us. You lied to us. Then you tried to destroy us." Now Rail leaned forward. "We are not here to beg. We are here to end this." The Council watched in silence as Earth's ghost fleet appeared. 20 ships, surrounding the Council world. Each one powered down its cloaking field. Each one aimed its weapons at key targets, but none of them fired. Rail's voice continued, "We could destroy every ship you have. We could erase your stations. We could crash your economy overnight." A pause, but we won't, not yet. On Earth, President Lin stood beside General Makoa, watching the live broadcast. "Let them feel it," she said. "Let them see we never needed war, just resolve." On the Council world, alien leaders began to panic. "What do they want?" someone asked. Rail's message answered that too. "We want truth. We want change. We want peace with power." He raised his eyes, "And we want the galaxy to remember." Earth tried to be kind. The message ended suddenly. The lights returned. The shields came back online. The weapons powered up. But the fear didn't leave, because Earth had shut it all off and turned it all back on. Just to make a point, that day the Council called an emergency meeting. Some wanted war, others wanted surrender. But most stayed silent because now every species knew Earth was not weak. Earth was not slow. Earth was not slow. Earth was waiting. One young alien delegate asked a question that echoed through the chamber. "What if we made a mistake?" Speaker Varan closed his eyes. "We did," he said, "and now humanity is correcting it." Back in deep space, Commander Vega sat aboard his flagship. He watched the broadcast replay again. He leaned back and smiled. They wanted a message. He said, "Now the whole galaxy is listening." On Earth, in New Geneva, President Lin gave only one order that night. "Stand down the weapons, but leave the fleet in position." "And what if the Council still wants war?" asked Makoa. Lin turned slowly. "Then we stop asking." Earth had spoken. And this time, the stars were quiet, not out of peace, but out of fear, because the reckoning had begun, and Earth was just getting started. The galaxy held its breath. Every species, every station, every fleet watched the same message. A human stood on the Council's homeworld, alone. In the middle of the chamber where Earth was once mocked, Ambassador Rail stood tall in his black uniform. No guards, no weapons, just words. He looked around the chamber and said, "Earth has returned. And this time, we are not asking." The silence was heavy. No one laughed, no one moved. Across the galaxy, Earth's black fleet hovered above key Council worlds. Weapons were armed, but silent. The message was clear. Earth was in control, now but Not out of hate, out of principle. Rael continued. You called us weak. You burned our cities. You murdered our people. But we didn't come here to destroy you. He leaned forward slightly. We came here to give you a chance. A map appeared behind him. Hundreds of systems, blinking red, yellow, and green. Every red dot is a planet enslaved under council rule. Every yellow dot is a world stripped of resources. Every green dot is ready to change. He turned toward the leaders. You want to survive. Then listen. Rael raised one hand, and the terms appeared in glowing letters. Humanities. Terms no more planetary invasions, ever. Trade must be fair. No stealing. No forced deals. No species is above the law, even the council. All slavery ends today. Earth will monitor compliance. Break the rules. And we return silently, quickly, completely. Speaker Varan stood slowly, fear behind his glowing eyes. And if we agree, Rael answered coldly, then the fleets leave. The shadows vanish, and peace returns. And if we don't, another alien asked. Rael didn't smile. You've already seen the answer. Across the stars, council members voted in private chambers. Some shouted, some begged, some wept, but, in the end, they all agreed. Unanimous, humanity's terms were accepted. The Black Fleet turned, one by one. The ships vanished into the dark, like ghosts returning to the void. No celebration, no cheers, no cheers. Only silence, because Earth wasn't seeking applause, it was building something bigger. 1 week later, Earth held a new summit, not just for the old powers, but for the forgotten small worlds, lost colonies, silent voices, and for the first time in history, everyone was invited. In New Geneva, President Lin stood before a new screen one, showing thousands of species watching Earth with new eyes. Not with fear, not with hate, but with respect. She spoke calmly. We do not rule, we do not conquer, we guide. She paused. Earth remembers the pain of being ignored. We will not do the same to others. Then she ended with a final promise. We tried to play nice. You turned away, now we lead. Together or not at all. Across the galaxy, walls began to fall. Old enemies became allies, broken planets rebuilt, and in the deep corners of space, whispers turned to stories. Stories of a world called Earth. A world that waited. A world that remembered. And a world that, when pushed atop the stars, what true power looked like.